Hi everyone, this is my post 7 discussion video. First, let's define each term. Ethos is the appeal to credibility and character. When a speaker uses ethos, they show the audience that they are trustworthy, knowledgeable, and morally grounded. This can come from their experience, their honesty, or the way they present themselves. Pathos is the appeal to emotion. This is when a speaker tries to make the audience feel something, such as sympathy, fear, hope, or anger, so that the audience becomes more engaged and more likely to care about the message. Logos is the appeal to logic and reason. This involves using facts, statistics, examples, and clear reasoning to support an argument. Logos helps the audience understand why the message makes sense and why they should agree. Together, ethos, pathos, and logos create a strong foundation for persuasive speaking. Mary Fisher's speech at the 1992 Republic Convention is a powerful example of how all three appeals can work together. Mary Fisher established ethos by sharing her personal story as a woman living with HIV. She was calm, dignified, and honest, which made her highly credible. She didn't speak as a distant observer, she spoke as someone directly affected by the issue. Her courage is addressing a difficult and stigmatized topic in front of a national audience showed strong character and integrity. This made people more willing to listen to her. She used pathos by appealing to the audience's emotions. Mary Fisher talked about families, children, and loved ones affected by HIV and AIDS. She reminded the audience that the disease was not limited to any group or that it could touch anyone. Her tone was compassionate and sincere, and she used vivid language that made the audience feel the fear, pain, and urgency of the situation. This this emotional connection helped people see the human side of the issue instead of just statistics and stereotypes. She also used logos by presenting facts and logical arguments. She pointed out the reality of the AIDS epidemic and the need for education, awareness, and action. She challenged misconceptions and made it clear that ignoring the problem would not make it go away. By combining emotional stories with logical reasoning, she showed that her message was not just heartfelt, but also rational and necessary. Because she used ethos, pathos, and logos together, her speech became a powerful influence at the convention and beyond. Of Aristotle's three appeals, ethos, pathos, and logos, the one I personally connect with the most, or the one I think that is most important, is ethos. I think this because if the audience doesn't trust the speaker, it doesn't matter how emotional the message is or how logical the arguments are. Credibility is the foundation of persuasion. When a speaker shows honesty, integrity, and genuine concern, the audience is more open to listening and being influenced. In Mary Fisher's speech, her ethos made everything else more powerful because she was sincere, vulnerable, and brave. Her emotional appeals felt authentic and her logical points felt trustworthy. Her character gave weight to her words. That said, I think the most effective persuasive speeches use all three appeals together. Ethos builds trust, pathos creates emotional connection, and logos provide solid reasoning. Mary Fisher's speech is a great example of how combining all three can move an audience deeply and inspire change. Thank you for listening to my post 7 video.